sign-in sheet for any night where I discuss this program. That's proof that the public has been informed of the program. I forgot to ask you for that. The buyout program from Hurricane Irene and Tropical Storm Lee. We held a meeting here, the state came, FEMA came, and one of your property owners has indicated that he would like to have a buyout done, and it's the, I know Ben something, but anyway, he's the owner of that paint, the old paint. 237 Mill Street, off of Pine Street.
Century Paint.
So, he would like to have his property bought, and then what would happen is it would be demolished, and then it would be left as open space. If you recall, after Floyd, you had homes on the other side of the creek where they were demolished and bought. So part of this is to pass a resolution that designates an agent, and the agent would handle all the paperwork with the federal and state government, and also distribute any monies that may be allocated towards this purchase. We have the resolution here. Mark has filled it in with all the appropriate information. So it would be a resolution naming Mark Cassini as the borough manager to represent the borough and handle all the paperwork that's associated with this program. This does not guarantee that it will happen. There's a huge application process. And then the federal government provided the money to the state. The state has it, although this is an eligible project, because it's commercial, it's not as high on the Pennsylvania's list of who they want to buy from first. They want to buy out residential properties first. So even though it's an eligible project, I'm not sure that it's likely that it's going to be considered one of the ones that they will actually buy out, but we still have to go through this process. So if someone wants to make a motion to pass that resolution, it's called a resolution of aging.
And that'd be resolution 2012-004.
Can we get a motion?
Second.
Motion's been made and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? Thank you.
Now the one that I just can't give up until the calendar tells me I have to give up. The part of the ARRA money is this energy grant that was issued by Delaware County, and we are coming up on the end date, but I just don't want to give up until I have. So it says March 1st, then you won't hear me talk about it anymore. You did get money for lighting for both the Public Works Garage and the Darby Resource Center. However, you still have allocation available to you. And we advertised once and also went out for quotes for the new overhead doors at the garage. We received no bids, which in a way is good because the roof is far worse than the doors ever were. So the idea is if you guys can come up with a way of doing this, and we've been talking and have probably a strategy whether or not it would, it depends on whether or not you can go forward with it, whether you can put any money up. If the force account, if your employees were to do the work, then it doesn't count against the grant money because you're paying them anyway. So the rest of the money that's left could be used to buy materials. Then you need to have someone, because they are not roofers, I couldn't think of the right word, easy to put a URS on it, roofers, we would suggest having someone there, an expert, that would then guide them. Now the problem with the expert is, or the consultant, is that if that consultant spends more than 20% of his or her time actually working, physically doing labor, then we have to pay prevailing wages to that person. So the key is to limit this consultant's responsibility to teaching as quickly as possible and by doing, and then have that person just standing there overseeing it. The original estimate that we got for the best roof you could, that qualifies, because it also has to reduce energy consumption. And then, first of all, when you have holes in the roof, and then you put a new roof on, you're definitely going to reduce the energy consumption because you will no longer have heat going out the holes in the roof. But it does qualify. So if you want to proceed, we can try to make this happen. I haven't done any more on it because I know that money is tight, but it's something you desperately need, and it will last 30 years, and you're getting probably $80,000 towards it, and that money goes away.
I think we have an office.
Let us, we'll keep working on it.
Well, the very end,
We'll figure
the
something.
end of the month. But I have to have a contract in place. Pardon me? Well, the end of this month is February 29. We get 29 days this year, so gives us one extra
One
day.
extra day, right.
We'll continue to
Is
work.
there any way to do a motion tonight that would authorize us to proceed if we can figure out a way, so if we have the,
You make it,
let's make a motion that if, I can't give up, you guys.
make a
This
motion
is
if
important.
we,
It's a lot of money.
motion would be if we can come to something that would be suitable for the borough, we're authorized to proceed. As
To get the,
What is it contingent on coming up with?
we don't know how, well, we have a consultant, and that you don't have to bid for, because it's a
Just
consultant.
have to get somebody
We
who knows what they're
need,
doing on the
well, we
road.
do know that. We need to figure out if the $18,000 or $17,000 that we have is not sufficient to buy the materials, that the borough would be able to come up with something and to pay the consultant as well. So maybe the borough may need to come up with, I'm guessing, $10,000. For a $55,000 roof.
I need a motion to allow us-
That's what hurts so bad. Doesn't it make sense? It makes a lot of sense. That's why I haven't been able to give up on it.
What's coming in my ear?
A roof replacement of the public works garage.
Right, so the motion would be, that council approves the roof replacement
To get
for
bids,
the,
for me to do this.
for the borough engineer to solicit bids for the replacement of the roof of the public works
Look how
garage,
he's
Under
running it.
conditions,
The
provided
lawyer.
that the borough
comes up.
is able to come up with a reserve amount to cover any, a reserve fund to cover any expenses not already financed.
Yes. When you get to discussion, I have one more point,
So
okay?
that's the motion.
All right, can we
Someone
have that
wanna-
motion? Motion's been
And I
made.
do have one comment during the comment. Can I ask you?
Go ahead.
I've also, I forgot to mention this, I've also written to PennDOT to ask them if public works garages are a quasi-item that can be, liquid fuels money can be used for. So I've asked that since it's used to store street equipment, stormwater equipment, and sanitary sewer equipment, and parks equipment, if 50%, if we could say that 50% of that garage is liquid fuels eligible, then maybe 50% of that $10,000, which I'm guessing, can be taken out of liquid fuels. Which isn't, that's feasible. That you could probably do. So now you got 5 things.
Keep on moving. All right, motion's been made and second. All in favor? Aye. Any nays?
I need to answer